You're out with a woman, feeling good, thinking you're in control. She says something, maybe it's "you're too nice" or "my ex was intense." Sounds innocent, right? Wrong. Every word is a landmine. She's not just talking, she's testing your strength, your frame, your worth. Most guys stumble, react, and lose her respect without even knowing why. You've been failing these tests your whole life, and it's why you're stuck chasing instead of leading. Ready to stop screwing this up? Here's the raw truth about the 7 things women say to test you and how to pass with unshakable confidence. Oh, and as a heads up, bros, the visuals are for illustration only. They're not tied to any real people or events. 1. You're not like other guys. Ever heard her say this? It sounds like a compliment, but it's a trap. She's testing if you'll puff up with pride or stay grounded. Most guys grin like idiots, thinking they've won her over. They're wrong. She's watching to see if you're desperate for her approval or if you know your worth. Why it's a test. Women want a man who doesn't need their validation. If you lap up her praise, you're signaling weakness. Real world example? You're at a bar, she says. You're not like other guys. You smirk and say, "Good, I'd hate to be boring." She laughs, but inside she's noting whether you're fishing for more compliments. How to pass. Stay calm. Don't take the bait. Say something like, "Guess I'm just me," and shift the convo to her. It shows you're unfazed and in control. Pain point. Deep down, you're scared of not standing out. This test exposes if you're confident or just pretending. Stoic strategy. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Don't let her words shake your frame. Stay rooted in your own value. That's just the start. If you're tripping over compliments, wait till you hear what she's really testing when she brings up her ex. 2. My ex was toxic. She's telling you about her crazy ex. You think she's opening up, but she's watching you like a hawk. Is this guy gonna bash her ex to look better? Or worse, will he get jealous and insecure? This is a classic test of your emotional strength. Why it's a test? She's gauging if you're the type to get rattled by her past or if you can handle it with calm confidence. Real world example, you're on a date and she says, "My ex was so controlling." If you jump in with, "What a loser," you're trying too hard to impress. She'll smell it. How to pass. Don't react emotionally. Try. Sounds like you learned what you don't want. What's your type now? It keeps you neutral and flips the focus back to her. Pain point. You're terrified of being compared to her past. This test shows if you're secure or spiraling. Stoic strategy. Epictetus taught us to focus on what's in our control. Her ex isn't. Your reaction is. Stay steady and you'll stand taller than any ghost from her past. Exes are just the beginning. What happens when she tries to make you jealous on purpose? Let's talk about the next test. 3. My guy friend said I look good today. She mentions another guy giving her attention. Your gut twists. Is she into him? No, she's testing your reaction. Will you get jealous and clingy or stay cool like you own the room? Why it's a test. Jealousy screams insecurity. She wants to know if you're the man who trusts his value or the one who crumbles when another guy's in the picture. Real world example, you're texting and she drops, "My coworker said my dress was fire." If you respond, "Who's this guy?" You're already losing. She's noting your panic. How to pass. Brush it off with a smirk. Say, "He's got eyes, doesn't he?" Then change the topic. It shows you're not threatened. Pain point. You're scared she's got better options. This test reveals if you trust yourself or live in fear of losing her. Stoic strategy. Control your emotions, not her. A stoic doesn't flinch at shadows. You are the prize, not the guy chasing her approval. Jealousy's a killer, but what about when she questions your edge? The next test will hit you where it hurts. 4. You're too nice. Ouch. She calls you nice, and it feels like a punch. She's not praising you. She's testing if you're a pushover. Women don't want a doormat. They want a man with a spine. This is your moment to show you've got one. Why it's a test. Nice often means boring or weak to her. She's checking if you'll stand up for yourself or just roll over. Real world example, you're grabbing coffee and she says, "You're too nice." If you laugh it off or agree, you're done. She's testing your strength. How to pass. Own it with confidence. Say, "Nice? Nah, I just know what I want." Then flash a grin and keep the vibe strong. It shows you're not rattled. Pain point. You're afraid of being seen as weak or not man enough. This test forces you to prove you've got grit. Stoic strategy. Strength isn't loud. It's quiet certainty. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Don't imagine her judgment. own your power. Being too nice can tank you, but what about when she pushes your boundaries? The next test is all about your limits. 5. I can post what I want. She's talking about her TikTok or Instagram, maybe posting something flirty or revealing. You feel uneasy, but this isn't about her, it's about you. She's testing if you'll try to control her or if you're secure enough to let her be. Why it's a test? She wants freedom, but also a man who sets boundaries without being a dictator. If you freak out, you're insecure. If you don't care at all, you're spineless. Real world example, she says, I can post whatever I want online. If you argue or beg, you're showing weakness. She's watching how you handle it, how to pass. Stay calm and direct. Say, do you, but you know what's respect and what's not. It sets a boundary without controlling her. Pain point, you're worried about looking like a fool if she's too wild online. This test shows if you can balance respect with strength. Stoic strategy, focus on your own standards. You can't control her posts, but you can control your response. Be the man who leads by example. Boundaries are key, but what happens when she challenges your drive? The next test digs into your ambition. 6. You're always busy. She says you're too busy, maybe with work or the gym. Sounds like a complaint, but it's a test. Is this guy driven or is he just avoiding me? She's checking if you've got purpose or if you're just dodging her. Why it's a test? Women respect men with ambition, but they also want attention. She's testing if you can balance both without losing your edge. Real world example. You're grinding on a project and she texts, you're always busy. If you apologize or drop everything, you're signaling you're not a leader. How to pass. Own your hustle. Say, yeah, I'm building something big, but you're worth making time for. Then plan a date. It shows you're driven but present. Pain point. You're scared she'll think you don't care. This test reveals if you can prioritize without losing your purpose. Stoic strategy, a man's purpose is his anchor. Epictetus said, first decide who you are, then act accordingly. Stay true to your path and she'll respect you more. Ambition's sexy, but what about when she tests your commitment? The final test is a gut check. 7. Would you still love me if I gained weight? This one's deep. She's asking about your loyalty, but it's not about her body. It's about your character. Will you dodge the question or will you show unshakable strength? Why it's a test. She's probing if you're shallow or if you've got depth. It's about trust, not just looks. If you fumble, she'll sense you're not solid. Real world example. You're chilling and she asks, would you still love me if I gained weight? If you laugh it off or get awkward, you're failing. How to pass. Look her in the eye. Say, I'm here for who you are, not just how you look. But let's keep pushing each other to be our best. It's honest and strong. Pain point. You're terrified of saying the wrong thing. This test shows if you can be real without being cruel. Stoic strategy, truth with compassion, wins. Marcus Aurelius said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Show her you're a rock she can lean on. Stop failing, start leading. You've been tested your whole life and you didn't even know it. Every time she said, you're too nice, or my ex was toxic, she was sizing you up, not to tear you down, but to see if you're the man she can trust, respect, and follow. Most guys fail because they react, chase, or crumble. Not you, not anymore. You've got the tools now. Stay calm, hold your frame, and lead with quiet strength. This isn't about playing games, it's about being the man who doesn't flinch, no matter what she throws at you. You're not just dating, you're building a life where women chase you because you're unshakable. Next time she tests you, pause, breathe, respond like the stoic king you are. Drop a comment below with which test hit you hardest and join the Stoic Brotherhood on TikTok with hashtag Stoic Brotherhood. Share this with one guy who needs to hear it. Let's build stronger men together.